Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Friday, October 12th, 2012. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts here. We'll start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll see the futures are trading higher this morning by $4.75 to around the 14.33 and a quarter level. They're flip-flopping around here. We'll see how the market plays out. But once again, when the futures are higher, that should tell us one thing: the U.S. dollar index is lower, and that certainly is the case this morning. This morning, the U.S. dollar index futures are trading lower by 22 cents to 79.64. Now, a lot of you may say, well, 22 cents isn't a big deal, but in the U.S. dollar index, it moves markets. So watch this U.S. dollar index very, very closely. I still believe it's the most important chart that any trader out there can follow. Let's take a look at a few other things out here. Let's take a look at gold and oil. First, we'll start with gold here. Gold is trading down $1 to $1,770 an ounce. If you take a look at the GLD this morning, which is the gold ETF, you'll see that the GLD is trading right around 71.40. So again, yesterday it looks like the GLD closed around 171.32. Today it's trading at 171.40. Not a big deal, pretty much right in its range. Again, the GLD will trade all the way till 4 o'clock in the afternoon, where gold and the COMEX will stop at 1:30. They'll stop trading there. So again, it's not always a perfect reflection, but nonetheless, GLD is a good barometer of what is happening in the gold market at this time. Let's take a look at oil this morning. Oil is trading up 15 cents to $92.25. Anytime you see the U.S. dollar index trade lower, expect light sweet crude to trade higher. Let's take a look at the USO, which is a good proxy and barometer for light sweet crude. One thing you'll see here first is light sweet crude, or USO I should say, is trading at $34.15. It closed yesterday at $34.29. So it's down a few ticks there. Again, if the dollar really fell out of bed and plunged, I would expect oil to move higher today. That's how you have to view it right now. It's just an inverse trade to the dollar. When the dollar gets weaker by all the central bank inflation creation and artificial depreciation, then oil and commodity prices will all start to move higher, and that's pretty much how it plays out. Now, some short-term news out there today. I can't make much of anything. Last night you did have the vice presidential debate. I don't think there's really a big deal there as far as the market is concerned. Later you'll have the U.S. Producer Price Index at 8:30, so that'll be coming out in about 6-7 minutes from now. And also you're going to have the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Survey, and that's right before 10 o'clock. I think that's 9:55 in the morning. So we'll see if those two news reports can move the markets. But again, I think all you need to do is watch the dollar. Dollar will tell you everything you need to know. Now let's take a look at some stocks in the news today. We do have a few. I'm going to start off with JP Chase because this is the most notable and the biggest stock out there. JPM came out with earnings this morning. I have no idea what they say, nor do I believe them. But what I do know is that the market started higher and now it has reversed a little bit lower. This is basically in range where it closed yesterday. I think JPM closed yesterday at $42.10. So we're not going to make that big a deal out of it right now. There's really not a lot to do. If the stock did sell off sharply, you'd watch for a little bit of support at $39.70 and then at $38.15. I think $38.15 is your bigger level, but you'll get a little bit of short-term support at $39.70 and then $38.15. Right now the stock is trading up at 42. I suspect it's going to stay up here somewhere around this range. JP Morgan should really be called the real Bank of America because this is the stock that's so loved by all the institutions. So in any case, right now the stock's holding up pretty well, basically where it closed yesterday. All right, let's take a look at Wells Fargo. That's the next big bank that was reported earnings. This stock is getting hit a little bit. Wells Fargo's down a little bit this morning. Yesterday it closed, I believe, at $35.18. Today it's trading around $34.26. Again, I have no idea what they said in the earnings report. All I know is that the stock is trading lower this morning. That's really all I care about. Watch for good support at $34. If Wells Fargo really started to break down lower, you'd look at $33.21 and $32.40. But right now, $34 seems to be a pretty decent little area of support. If that breaks, then you're going to look at $33.21, $32.40, and then ultimately $31.50. But I don't even think that's going to happen. I think it would probably stay around that $34 level, maybe get down to $33.21, but I have a hard time seeing that one happen as well. But hey, you never know. Anything is possible in the stock market. Another stock I'm seeing selling off here this morning is Infosys. Okay, this one is down pretty decent. It closed yesterday at $48.22. Today it's trading, went as low as below the 45 level. Here's the level you want to watch for this one. $44. Just watch 44 bucks. It may be 43.80, but watch $44. I think that's a pretty good support level. Could give you a scalp bounce. Also watch 42.50, 42.59 in that area, give or take 10 cents. That's also a big level. So 44 and then 42.59. Those are going to be the two big support levels coming up for Infosys. Could give you some scalp bounces. Another stock down to this morning is AMD. I don't want to make too much out of this one. It's trading at $295. It closed yesterday at $320. Still a decent little drop, but again, you know, there's not too much to make out of this one at the moment. So AMD is down a little bit. I guess it's earnings or a warning. I'm not even sure what it is. But either way, I just don't see a trade in there. I know it's still a popular stock from the 90s. Everybody still talks about it. One of the leading chip manufacturers. But in any case, I really just don't see a whole lot here, one way or the other, upside or downside. I'd kind of just leave it alone. If the stock catches a bid, then you know it might have some strength. But right now, there's nothing really here that I'm seeing worthwhile on the stock at the moment. All right, let's just flip back to the S&P right now. We're starting to trickle down a little bit. That must mean that the dollar is catching a small little bid. Let's take a look. And yeah, you're getting a little bit of an uptick there in the dollar. So, but nonetheless, futures are positive ahead of the opening bell. It is a Friday, so just realize it is a Friday. We will have economic news coming out at 8:30 and also at 9:55 or 10 o'clock this morning. So we'll see if that causes anything. But generally on a Friday, what you look for is a slightly flat to slightly positive session. That's kind of what we look for. If we're down, we're usually not down very big. We could be down big from time to time, but rarely does that happen. Usually it's a flat to slightly positive trading day. So we'll leave it there. We'll see how this market plays out going forward. I want to wish you all a great weekend, and we'll do it again on the charts on Monday. Take care, everybody. God bless.